Hey guys, talking about the Stam DK dot build here. I'm going to start off with a little 1v1 here. The guy caught me while I was warping to a keep. And something that I've done with this build is I've reinvented it because my old Stam DK, going back to the old days of like the rocks and slows and all that OP shit, and the whole health recovery with Troll King and all that kind of stuff, and the old potions that give you, like speed and lingering health pots. Reinventing that and trying to enjoy what my true playstyle that I really enjoy is. We go in here and go into a 1v3, and I really didn't play this that well. This is one of the first fights I've had on reinventing this build, and Stam DK dot builds have always been good in 1v1s. Especially when Defile and stuff like that existed, but like now you go into a 1v1 setup and you're gonna stack weapon damage and have some good proc sets and some good healing and this, that, and the other. But when you think about open world, my whole thing this time has been I've got to have speed like the old days. I've got to be able to get out of situations. I've got to have something that lets me continually apply pressure to people without being stunned and without being snared, because like I said, the dot setup is not gotten as much love as it used to. It used to get a lot of love, but it hasn't in a while, and they were quite nerfed a while back, and healing is still pretty powerful for a lot of classes like Templars and stuff like that, and a lot of classes have a lot of mitigation. So in order to apply dots effectively, you've got to have as much pressure as possible. So I say all that to say this. So I am running 5 Plague Break and 5 Kind Marcher. Is that how you pronounce that? And I'm doing that with the Snow Trader boots, and the Snow Trader boots gives me the snare removal, and Kind Marcher and Venomous gives me an old school like slow to Duroc setup. Kind Marcher lets me have like Major Cowardice and Major Defile, which both decrease your opponent's healing, which is great if you're stacking dots. And I said Venomous. I didn't mean Venomous. I meant fucking Plague Break. Venomous. What am I talking about? Crazy. But Plague Break lets you apply another dot. That's pretty powerful. And running charge status effects, so you get that disease status effect a lot, which reduces their healing even more. And that's pretty powerful. And your tool sheet, your character screen is not going to be super great. It's not going to look super powerful like if you want to screenshot it and show it to everybody. But trust me, it's pretty decently good damage, and I wouldn't say decently. I say it's pretty good damage. Your self healing is not as good, but as long as you keep your healing up, your vigor's up, and your rallies and your whatever else, it's fine. But what really gives you a lot of mitigation is just your speed and your room away from other opponents. Because if you notice, I'm running around like crazy. I'm using speed of movable pots. With speed of movable pots on top of Snow Shredders, I don't get stunned a whole lot. There's a whole lot of uptime on stun immunity. I'm able to have that major expedition. Plus, I'm running some swift traits, so I'm able to not have to worry about getting ganked up against. And as long as I got a little decent line of sight, I would have killed this guy here if he hadn't had that help. But that all together in an open world setup, to me, has been pretty fun and pretty successful. As far as monster sets, you can run whatever. Bloodspawn is just reliable. It's a good old reliable set. I've tried Engine Guardian, which is good. Also Balorg, I use it some because of the penetration you get, because like it used to be like where you could pop a corrosive and all of your dots would ignore enemies' defenses, but now that's not possible. So if you store up like in a tough, say you get in a really tough fight and you want to store up like 500 ultimate, you pop whatever ultimate it is and you get all that penetration for all your dots, and they tick pretty hard. So that's the reason for that. Like, you can store up that much with a dragon leap, and then all your dots start ticking, and then you start executing. It's pretty powerful. Overall, though, probably Bloodspawn would be my go-to if I had to get serious in PvP. Like, say, I group with some people, and I'm like, I'm gonna run this build. I'm gonna use Bloodspawn. That just the extra ultimate generation is just so handy. The stamina grove is handy. And talking about sustain, you say, well, I have to use Cauterize on these builds. I'm using Rally. Well, not Rally. I'm using Cauterize, Fossilize, Fragmented Shield, Volatile Armor. So I sustain all that because I'm a Breton. And when I originally went back to this setup, it's like, I don't know. I know I'm going to need some Magicka sustain because I'm using all these Magicka skills. I don't really want to use the Atronach Mundus Stone. I don't really want to run any Magicka sustain glyphs or anything like that. So what can I do? And I was already a Breton because I have some Magicka DK, which was been pretty fun to play this patch. So I said, let's just try it. And the sustain is perfect for Magicka. I mean, basically, Battle Roar sustains you. And, I mean, I guess it's just a choice of playstyle, but, I mean, it is what it is. So, wanted to show a few clips of the last few days, and having a pretty good time with it. I would say the strengths are, it's got a lot of single target pressure. It's even got a lot of multi-target pressure with Kind Watcher, and you just kind of got to keep at it, but it's got good mobility. The opportunities would be, self-healing is limited, but you can play with it. So it is what it is. Tell me what you think, and until next time, Jiu-Jitsu Boy 98 is out.